Hey there, I'm Danny. I'm a fitness professional. I've been in the health and fitness industry over 20 years. I'm also a certified health coach and a mom of two. I've been through a lot in my journey as a woman that suffers with hypothyroidism. I have a growth on the pituitary gland in my brain, and I'm a migraine sufferer and a few other things. It has really been my mission and my passion to help others to learn how to improve their digestive system and heal their gut as a great way to improve their health and lose the weight that they want to lose, improve their energy, and just get that confidence back and feel sexy and amazing. So today we are going to talk about gluten and what gluten is and how you can start to live a gluten-free life. And this might be something that you want to learn more about to help yourself and maybe a family member or a friend that's dealing with certain things. So what is gluten? You may have heard this word before. I have watched some funny videos on late night TV where they go around and they ask people, what is gluten? And they think, oh yeah, I live a gluten-free life. Isn't that, oh, I don't know what it is. But it's kind of funny because sometimes people think, oh, it's the latest craze. This is the thing that I need to do. Honestly, there are so many products that are designed around being gluten-free that I think we get a little confused as far as what we should be eating. So I really hope to bring you more information in this video to help you if going gluten-free is something that you would like to do. So let's talk about this. Gluten is found in a variety of different things. Things like wheat, barley, rye, and most oats. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. It can be very problematic for people that have celiac disease, but also for those of us that have what we call a gluten sensitivity. And for me, in my family, we have many food allergies, but we also have food sensitivities. For example, my oldest son was born with a lot of food allergies, tested for sure allergy. For me, I've been tested for those allergies. They're not present, and either is the celiac disease. But I know that I'm sensitive to it because of elimination and bringing it back in and the way that I feel. So sometimes you're not sure, depending on what you're dealing with, if it's really the gluten or if it's something else. So when you eliminate it and you bring it back in, that's really a great way for you to know if you have a true gluten sensitivity. Now, my youngest son was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, not celiac disease. Now, Crohn's disease can affect you from your mouth to the anus with inflammation. So this is an irritable bowel disease. And what we have found is that eliminating gluten definitely helps him to feel better and have less symptoms and flare-ups and irritability from the Crohn's disease. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on too. So as we continue to move on, some of you might be dealing with celiac disease. Usually what you will find is that you have a lot of pain, and sometimes if you're just sensitive, it can be very similar. So I would really highly recommend that you connect with your doctor, your specialist, and go in and discuss this so they can put you through the testing so you know for sure, okay? Now, really it's about being very, very strict when you have celiac disease, and I mean lifelong strict gluten-free. So being gluten sensitive means that your test for celiac disease was negative, but your symptoms improve when you go gluten-free, like me, and also like my son that has the Crohn's disease. Okay, so who has these gluten sensitivities? Well, often it is people that deal with something called IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. Some people that deal with neuropathy, which is where they have the nerve pain and numbness. Also autoimmune diseases, which I just mentioned one, which is the Crohn's disease, like my youngest son has. Also people that are dealing with RA, MS, type 1 diabetes, and inflammation, people that deal with maybe Lyme, fibromyalgia, and many different things. So when you might be dealing with one of these things, you will find that going gluten-free can really help you. As we move along, it's important to understand that sensitivity can be common, but also not, right? And probably about 6 to 10% of the population is dealing with some kind of a sensitivity. And you know, when I was talking about those of us that are dealing with things like the autoimmune diseases and the irritability and the irritations that we have, that's why I think sometimes they don't necessarily know that gluten is a sensitive thing for them to be consuming into their body and cause more flare-ups and more pain. So if you want to know for sure, I really recommend that you, again, go to your specialist and have the test done. Blood test is probably about 95% accurate. You need to have a biopsy to confirm, and you must be eating gluten for the test to be accurate. If you take all the gluten out and then you go to do these tests, it's not going to be accurate. So talk to your doctor in regards to that and make sure about your if you are for sure celiac or not, and then you might just be sensitive to it. Now, to be sure if you are sensitive, there's really not a great diagnostic test that's out there. Lots of different things are changing, and there's different things that you can do for sure. What I really recommend is to go gluten-free as a trial for maybe 2 to 4 months and see how you feel. It is important, again, to make sure that you test for celiac first, so get that out of the way, and then when your tests come back negative, then go gluten-free and give yourself 2, 3, 4 months without the gluten, and you will know when you add it back in, like I did, if you are sensitive. Okay, so how will you start to go gluten-free? First of all, I really want to talk to you about making sure that you're not falling for all of those gluten-free items that are out there on the shelf, because a lot of that is still going to be processed or packaged and loaded with sugars and other things, and we think, oh, that's gluten-free. Now, definitely if you're looking to have a treat, there's so many recipes that are out there for things that you can make. But if it's something that you just want to go out and grab and that's a treat, and you want to have a gluten-free item, you want to make sure that it's certified gluten-free so that you're going to keep yourself safe, keep your family safe, and avoid a flare-up. Now, in some next videos that I'm going to be doing, I will talk about more ways that are easy to live gluten-free. So make sure you follow the first step and get yourself tested. Make sure you know if you are celiac or not, and then when you know for sure, you can go in and you can give yourself some time to figure out if you have a sensitivity. But most likely, if you are struggling with the irritable bowel diseases, irritable bowel syndromes, the autoimmune diseases, and things like that, you will notice a huge improvement in your health by going gluten-free. Please comment below, let me know your questions. We will be moving on to the next video to discuss more ways for you to live gluten-free and feel healthy and happy. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/DanielleRLaux. Thank you. Have a great day.